And welcome to yet another bonus episode of Let's Play Battlefield 1942, and for yet another time we're going back to the Battle of the Bulge. For what possible purpose could we be doing that? I've done a lot of different episodes here on Battle of the Bulge. It's a good map overall. So I'll try to think of some reason or some take on this map to make it different. I'm on Axis and we've already done that a couple times. First off, let's just show the artillery here. The windmill is the one place where it's really nice to use this, because you can just aim it right up against the windmill, and the windmill acts as a backboard for splash damage. You've seen that a number of times. Alright, I see the silhouette of a hostile tank. You can also shoot the artillery up into the opening at the top of the windmill. Getting a lot of feedback from these guys. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, the guy who shot the anti-tank rocket may have actually landed a good solid hit, which is quite a surprise. I don't often see that from such a distance. The anti-tank rockets are a lot more difficult to aim on this game compared to Battlefield 2, so I have to give some credit for that. Alright, so no tanks or anything for me. And that guy dies, just like every other anti-tank soldier on this map deserves to die. The M10 tank that the Allies have, for some reason, headed over to our uncapturable base. I believe that's not permitted on this server, but whatever. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of different ways to make this map interesting. We've already neutralized another flag, so the ticket bleed has stopped. The Allies have a huge ticket advantage against us, though. That's going to be pretty painful. Oh, I missed that first shot. They really shouldn't have allowed me to be able to do this going in on foot as an engineer. But, see, this just shows you, even on the German side, you can do this little windmill trick with the X-Packs. I'll just detonate them as soon as people spawn in. You can neutralize the flag and capture it, but it's also kind of fun to just... You can detonate people as soon as they spawn in, which really angers them, but I'll hang out here until we cap the flag. See, that guy just spawned in, I think. Maybe he walked in. But don't worry, I'm not going to be doing this for the whole round. I'll just stick around until we cap the flag. Alright, we've neutralized the flag, so no one else is going to spawn in here. So I'm just going to... Alright, now this is the way you can escape from the windmill. On this windmill you can jump out of the top and parachute. Hold on a second. I'm just going to grab that X-Pack here. What I was going to show you is you can jump over the top of the railing and parachute out. Surprised by the range of that X-Pack. On the windmill on Bocage, you can't jump out. Alright, I don't think we're going to be in any danger of having our tickets bleeding out. The only problem is the Allies have such a huge ticket lead over us that we're probably going to have to, if we don't get a major kill-to-death ratio in our favor, then we're definitely going to have to cap them out. Yeah, it's always nice to try to shoot out the person who's on the mounted machine gun at the top of any tank. I guess the tank noticed, so he's a little upset at me. But the guy who was on the machine gun didn't notice. You can only do that if the tank is sitting perfectly still. Most of the time the tank is moving around, so it's difficult to pull that off. Alright, that tank's moved on, so we can move on as well. As you expect, there's often infantry right over on that position of the bridge, and they usually try to set up X-Packs and landmines. Yep, that guy definitely, as you can see him with that frisbee-shaped thing under his arm. Getting some nice moving target kills. If I were a medic here, just a standard assault across the river in this position. They almost never defend this part. They don't notice you. They're too busy guarding the bridge. And then you just sneak right up to the bunker. Like I stopped moving at exactly the wrong time. You just sneak up to the bunker, neutralize and capture it out from underneath them. If you're lucky, you can steal the tank. There's a heavy tank that spawns in there. You can see the empty vehicle icon. I'm just going to hide behind this tree. Maybe I can steal a tank. We've got a nice concentration of friendly tanks over here. This is usually the path less traveled for tanks. Usually they go around the other way toward the river flag, so it's kind of nice. Alright, I think I've decided on my theme for today's bonus episode, and it's going to be the episode of the stolen tank. And you know, I really haven't done a whole lot with heavy tanks. There's only two in the whole game, two versions in the whole game. The M10 for the Americans, and the Tiger tank for the Germans. And in fact, there aren't that many maps in the whole game where they use the heavy tanks. They use them on a number of Western Front maps, like this one, Omaha, Bocage, and a couple of the desert maps. That's it. Okay, apparently the splash damage was not quite enough. I'm not sure if... I know that the blast of the tank cannons are different for the heavy tanks, so they're more effective against hostile tank armor. But I'm not sure if they changed it for infantry. If they did, then I may need to get a more direct hit against the infantry, which I'm not used to. So I'll have to be using my machine gun a lot. The advantage with the M10 is that unlike the Tiger, the cannon doesn't bob up and down a whole lot. Fortunately, the machine gun on the tank is very accurate even at range. Alright, that landmine has disappeared, presumably because the engineer who set it died long enough ago. I'm just going to see how many kills I can rack up with this thing, and how long I can keep this stolen tank. Seeing the American tank in the German hands is going to be annoying for them. So we will see. Stay tuned for part 2.